sweet cheese and crackers. Internet fame and virality is both a blessing and curse at the same time. There are many ways to gain an audience and success online. It can be in the form of vlogging, expressing your craft, and/or being a menace to society. Maybe even a combination of the both. At least when it comes to this certain individual that we're going to discuss in today's video, I'd like to say he's a mix of the latter two. Meet Salah, otherwise known by his online alias judyhoppsl0vr69, who's a TikToker that's known for his seemingly satirical content in which he obsesses and simps over, well, Judy Hopps from Zootopia. And the reason why I say seemingly when it comes to his content, there's a lot of debate whether it's satirical or straight up legitimate. For me personally, I'm in between, but until then, I'll elaborate it a bit further later throughout this video. So when it comes to going down this notorious rabbit hole, pun entirely intended, there's a lot to unpack and understand regarding Nick, from his love and affinity for Judy Hopps to catfishing a US Capitol riot attendee, to claiming that the Walt Disney Company allegedly kidnapped him, to faking his death, and so much more that we'll be covering in this video. Everything that I had to learn about this guy is against my own will, but I think maybe sharing an added perspective of someone who's a diehard Zootopia fan wouldn't hurt, right? Right?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
But first, hello, happy 2025. Enter the first big video of the year, and already things have gone haywire for a bit. Let's all hope that in the next following months we'll get in high and better spirits. If you're a fellow returner of my content, hello and welcome back. And if you're a newcomer to my content, hello, I'm Hana-chan or Hannah, whatever you want to call me. Preferably you call me Hannah though. And well, my YouTube channel is my side gig, if you will. Nowadays, I'm shifting my content and craft towards making fan art, like the one that you're seeing right now is B-roll footage. Though regardless of the experimental nature of this channel, I'm just grateful for you guys to stop by and give some of my videos a watch. So thank you for that. That being said, let's get onto everything regarding judyhoppsl0vr69. Now listen, I may be excited for Zootopia too, and in recent times, I'm taking it day by day with reprocessing my relationship, if you will, with the film and its fandom. So I guess that this guy went completely over my radar while I was busy dabbling into other ventures outside of Zootopia for the past few years. Looking under the Zootopia fandom microscope, Nick, not Nick Wilde the Fox, but Nick Salah, might come off as a peculiar figure to some, myself included, but the more I looked into this, the more tame he seems to come off to me. When it comes to certain deviants in this fandom, Nick aside, the last person that I also have to think about is Borba, who's the artist behind those infamous Zootopia fan comics. You know which one I'm talking about. Maybe put me under sedation, because considering this is my second video talking about a wild figure within this fandom, I need to take a breather and not relive the stressful highs and lows that I went through during the early days of the fandom. God, I'm old. And still emotionally damaged.
Emotional damage!
But hey, I digress. I believe the first time I heard about Nick was through tweets on Twitter regarding anything related to Judy Hopps, I guess, whether it be a daily screenshot of the bunny or even fan art of her. I'm sure that's how I first heard about this guy. And then I go on TikTok to watch a few Judy and even Nick Wilde cosplays, and most of the comments under these TikToks would mention the guy. In fact, the latter is what motivated me to do further research regarding Nick, and well, to say that there's a lot to unpack here is an understatement. With that being said, let's get started. Take a seat, relax, and grab yourself a snack and drink. We are going down the judyhoppsl0vr69 rabbit hole. So regarding the origins and online presence of judyhoppsl0vr69, or Nick Salah, Nick is a college student with a TikTok presence of 2.2 million followers and 133.4 million likes at the time of writing the script for this video. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised by the time that this video gets uploaded, more numbers will surpass that amount of followers and likes. Prior to going under the Judy Hopps handle, he went by Nick Salad, which is also his username on Instagram. Nick began posting on TikTok in 2021 with with his earliest video joining a trend where people made hear me outs about fictional characters that they have a crush on. For Nick, he did his hear me out on the beloved Fox Bunny duo Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps from Zootopia, though the latter would eventually become the core focus of his content afterwards. Simping and thirsting over Judy aside, and as this article by Elon News Network states, most of his content consists of getting banned from a variety of establishments, places, and events such as the state of Ohio, Disney properties, which we'll get into later, Petco, and the Eras Tour, getting calls from his therapist who's played by another student from his college, and him saying any bunny instead of anybody in conversation. Overall, his content is satire. Seemingly. Now, like I said in the beginning of this video, there's been a lot of debate on whether his content is an act for a skit or this is how he actually acts in real life. He stated at one point that judyhoppsl0vr69 is a character he plays on TikTok to further grow his acting skills. My personal take on if his act is fact or fiction is in between, which again, I'll elaborate later throughout this video. And to my dear viewers watching this video, I ask of you to form your own opinions and conclusions regarding everything that's going to be covered in this video, and it's up to you on what you want to believe or what you don't want to believe. The purpose in making this video is to cover and understand every significant thing that Nick has done in his online career. Therefore, this video isn't made to attack or slander Nick. This video isn't me asking for him to be cancelled or deplatformed, nothing like that. And by the way, Nick Salah, if you by any rare chance do stumble upon this video, I don't hate you by any means, I just want to understand your lore. While I, and as well as many others, would consider Nick's thirst for Judy Hopps, his supposed encounters with Disney, and his supposed death as his magnum opuses throughout his online career, his holy trinity even, I want to go over the time he catfished a Capitol Riot attendee as Judy Hopps, and how his match wanted to threaten him. I don't know if this specific event is considered a groundbreaking moment, if you will, compared to the other bizarre things that he's done, but I think it's bizarre nonetheless. Another creator known as Misha B. Barkin also covered the catfishing incident, so I'll be linking his video in the description below. Lewis McClung is another creator who's covered judyhoppsl0vr69, in which he covered his supposed death around the time that incident was at its peak. My video aside, these are the only creators that I know of on YouTube who have also covered Nick Salah. Anyway, back to the catfishing thing. So Nick made a Right Stuff account as he makes his favorite bunny his persona, and for those who don't know, the Right Stuff is a dating app for Republicans.
Hello, my name is Nick, but I am professionally known here on TikTok as judyhoppsl0vr69, and today I decided to make a fake Republican persona and join the dating app The Right Stuff. The persona name I decided to use is none other than Judy Hopps, so I decided that I would give you a deep dive into my The Right Stuff account. For the profile picture, I decided to use a very one-to-one cosplay from someone named Mermaid Talia on Instagram. Go check her out. I think it's giving Republican, it's giving like pick yourself up by your bootstraps, but it is still staying true to the character that we have, which is of course Judy Hopps. For my bio, I said that I am a police officer in training, in parentheses back the blue, 4'2", and I want to try everything with you. And for my hometown, I said Bunnyboro. There are 3 prompts that you can use on The Right Stuff. The first one I chose was a quick rant about, and I wrote, against the savage predators hiding out among our society, as well as the rampant drug use in our city. For the next one, I chose my favorite line from a movie, and I kept it classic and said, it's called a hustle, sweetheart. Short and simple. For the last prompt, I chose my favorite Bible verse, and I wrote a really deep cut here. I said, birds don't just fly, they fall down and get up. Nobody learns without getting it wrong. I think that could be a Bible verse. Lastly, The Right Stuff allows you to play music on your profile, so of course I have Try Everything from Shakira playing on mine, just because I think it's a nice touch. So yeah, I will update you guys if I get any matches, and here is your final reminder to always make Republicans' lives harder.
After making that account, it led to him getting a few matches, with one of them being an attendee who attended the Capitol riot that took place on January 6, 2021. And well, I'll let the following TikTok speak for itself.
Hello, I made a profile on the conservative dating app The Right Stuff under a Republican persona named after Judy Hopps, the bunny cop from Zootopia. Here's the About Me section of my account. I said I was 24. I said I was a police officer in training, in parentheses back the blue, 4'2". I want to try everything with you, with a smirk emoji, and then for my hometown, I said I was from Bunnyboro. Since making this account, I have received over 100 matches, and I am here to show you the highlights. I matched with a guy who, in the About Me section of account, claimed that he was at January 6th, and he even had picture proof of him there. So I had to match with him. I messaged him saying, OMG, you were at the January 6th coup. That's amazing. Wish I could have been there. So jealous of you. How was it? And he responded, saying, coup? Little lady, I think you misunderstand. This wasn't a coup. This was a freedom march. I look back on it often as the best day of my life, and I really wish I could relive it. Obviously, there are things I wish I had done differently. Was it mostly peaceful? Yes. But if I'm being honest, I wish it had gotten violent. I wish we had taken America back by the ballsack like God had intended for us to do so. And maybe then, we wouldn't be in the mess that we're in now. Just between you and me, I had rope, duct tape, a hacksaw, and a hammer in the trunk of my car. Special tools reserved for only if I was able to get my hands on AOC or Joe Biden.
People in the comments were telling Nick to contact authorities, as this was telling evidence that his match would harm official government figures, though Nick would respond to a comment by saying that he is genuinely confused as to what I can even do with this when I don't even have this dude's last name. Now, it's unclear on whether or not Nick took the evidence to authorities, but he hasn't further spoke about this incident afterwards as far as I know, and in my opinion, whether this was a skit or not, I feel like these TikToks have garnered him more views, likes, and entertainment value regardless. So for this portion of the video, I'm going to be covering 4 alleged incidents that have occurred between Nick and Disney. I'm pretty sure that there could be more than 4 alleged incidents that have occurred between the two, and if I had to cover more, we would be here all fucking day. Incident number 1. On May 11, 2023, Nick posted on TikTok sharing an alleged Instagram DM from Disney in regards to contacting him about his content.
Hello, my name is Nick, but I am professionally known as judyhoppsl0vr69 on TikTok. Recently, I got a very scary, very threatening Instagram DM from Disney, reading, "Hello Nicholas, we have seen your TikTok page and would like to have a discussion. What is the best way to contact you?" Now, if you're following me or if you're familiar with my content, you already know this, but if you're not, I have made a working list of every vile, heinous, and possibly criminal thing I have done with my TikTok. Pause to read. Now, for anyone who's watching this video right now who is a lawyer, who has been to law school, or who knows anything about the law, I've developed a list of questions that I would like to ask you. The list reads, Number 1, does what I'm doing fall under the definition of copyright? Number 2, can I get sued? Number 3, if I can get sued, how much can I get sued for? And number 4, while I'm waiting for them to respond with further information, can I still make TikToks of this nature? That's all the questions that I have to ask you. Please let me know if you know anything. I will keep you updated.
Now, this was another thing pointed out by Misha B. Barkin as the general consensus that has been shared by a few people in the comments section regarding the 4 questions that Nick asked was that Disney doesn't have any grounds to sue, Disney can't sue Nick, Disney can't sue Nick for more than he has, and Nick can continue making content about Judy Hopps.
Hello?
Hi, am I speaking to Nicholas?
Yeah, this is him.
Hi Nicholas, this is from Disney. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? I'm a little bit nervous since I got your message, but other than that, I'm pretty good.
Well, I just wanted to alleviate your worries and say that you're not in any kind of trouble. We've seen your TikToks and we want to assure you that you can continue making content if you wish to.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
However, we did want to let you know that while you are allowed to continue making TikToks, selling merchandise with our likeness attached to it is not allowed.
Okay. Yeah, I was not planning on doing that, so I think we're all good on that front.
Great to hear. Do you have any questions for me before I end the call?
No, I don't think I do. Yeah, thank you for calling me and letting me know.
No problem. Have a good day, Nicholas. We'll be in touch.
Thank you so much. That went better than expected.
Take this for what you will, but for me personally, I see this in a few interesting avenues. And for full transparency, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a legal expert, nor do I have a law degree. So here's the thing. Disney's approach in copyright might have to be one of the biggest beasts ever. I think, for example, if you're making and selling unauthorized merch of a Disney character like Judy, Mickey Mouse, or Elsa, expect a cease and desist from them on your way. And as someone who's done fan content and fan art for other Disney films, especially Zootopia, never in my life have I gotten far with making merch of my fan content, nor have I sold said merch for money. Generally speaking, as a creator and artist though, I'm not actually making money out of the content that I create on the internet, and all of this is just a fun hobby of mine. I'm not affiliated with Disney or any other company for that matter by any means. I'm just a random person who wants to make fun art and content of their films. My channel isn't even up to the monetization requirements either. Another example to consider is how Steamboat Willie, the original Mickey Mouse, has been in the public domain for a year now, and because of that, you can make art, merchandise, videos, or even fan films featuring that version of the character. You just can't use later versions of Mickey Mouse's design without Disney's permission. Oh, you're coloring your Steamboat Willie OC in red and yellow? Expect a cease and desist from Disney on your way. Anyway, redirecting this with judyhoppsl0vr69 regarding this issue, as far as I understand, and even going over that list alone, like dude, why the jar? Anyway, as far as I understand, Nick has has no affiliation with the Walt Disney Company when it comes to the majority of his content on TikTok, and it's not like he was making or selling unlicensed Judy merch either, but then again, he did respond that he's making money off of his content since he is in the creator fund, so I don't know, but take it for what you will. I'd like to believe that with this alleged Insta DM and the way Nick reacted to it, it's more of a like, oh shit, I got a DM from Disney. They now know of my existence, they know the lewd and heinous acts that I've done with one of their characters, and I think I'm going to be on their radar now. Incident number 2. Speaking of inappropriate use of Disney's characters, Nick posted a TikTok on August 17, 2023, where he recounted the good old days of seeing Zootopia for the first time and admitted to the inappropriate use of Judy Hopps.
Put a finger down if when you were 14 years old you went to go see Zootopia in theaters and you thought it was pretty good. You then proceed to go see it 3 more times in theaters, and when it comes out on Blu-ray, you watch it another 144 times within the span of 6 months. Over the coming years, you have an ongoing bit where you would tell your friends Judy Hopps was hot as a joke. Fast forward 5 years, you start a Judy Hopps fan account on TikTok as a joke that amasses 250,000 followers within the span of a year. There, you would call Judy Hopps a baddie as a joke. You bought a full-size Judy Hopps body pillow as a joke, and you would purchase a 1-to-1 replica of a Judy Hopps fursuit as a joke. Disney would then proceed to contact you, and you would be worried that you would be sued for your despicable, terrible online behavior, only for them to tell you that you just can't sell merch. Fast forward to yesterday, where New York Times contacts you and asks you to give a statement on behalf of the furry community. And the further you look back into your timeline, the more you start to wonder if this still is, or ever was, a joke.
At first, I was like, I think Judy Hopps is so hot, as a joke. But bro, I don't think this is a joke anymore. Now, I found this TikTok through an article published by Inside the Magic, and according to the article, it did cover not just the August 2023 TikTok, but also the May 2023 TikTok where Nick received the alleged Insta DM from Disney. Though the second to last paragraph of this article is what gets me. Disney, of course, doesn't encourage using its characters or their likeness to represent movements or ideals that don't align with those of the company, regardless of how fans feel about them. Similarly, using Disney's characters to create inappropriate content must somehow infringe the company's licensing and permission, but apparently not enough to ask this creator to stop his page. Feel welcome to take this paragraph for how you will, but my personal take is this. It's one thing to acknowledge Nick's thirst for Judy Hopps and maybe see his lewd and heinous acts as weird, cringy, and whack, but at the end of the day, I'm someone who takes the humorous approach in all of this rather than seeing this content as something that could be part of an after dark approach, if you know what I mean. And at the end of the day, it's all satire and comedy. Now, it's okay to feel uncomfortable over that inappropriate use in his content, and if that's not for you, go ahead and hit the back button, filter the inappropriate content, hit the block button, do whatever. So if my understanding is correct, when it comes to his TikTok content regarding all of this stuff, I don't think he's making them for the sake of getting the Walt Disney Company's attention and he's just having fun with his friends and the people around him. I mean, I know for a fact that my Disney content, and even if I were to take the inappropriate route as Nick to an extent, I just know for a fact my fan content, my Disney content, isn't being made for the sake of getting the company's attention either, and honestly, I think that's fine by me. And I also know that neither of us are fully affiliated with the company. Honestly, the second to last paragraph is just me running through circles at this point, so once again, take it for what you will. I just hope that I've been able to explain this thoroughly. Okay, the more I think about it, I don't think this specific incident and this specific TikTok has anything regarding alleged direct communication from Disney to Nick, but I wanted to add it in anyways as I was going through various articles during my research, and overall, this incident isn't anything like the previous incident and the next 2 incidents that we'll be covering later in terms of Disney allegedly contacting Nick. Incident number 3. Nick posts a TikTok on January 28, 2024, where he claims that after buying tickets for a Disney World trip for spring break, he was banned from Disney World, or really any Disney park, as he claims in the comments of that TikTok, after posting lewd content of Judy, and was immediately refunded each time he tried purchasing Disney park tickets. The following day, he receives an alleged letter that was sent from Disney World, and well, I'll just play the rest of the TikTok for you.
I have been banned from the Disney parks. I had planned to go to Disney World over my spring break in March, so a few days ago, I bought 2 Disney World tickets, one for me and one for a friend. Here is the receipt if needed. Then, a few days after purchasing the tickets, they were refunded to my account. So I was like, huh, that's weird, so I tried and purchased them again, and this time, they were automatically refunded to my account. The following day, I received a letter in the mail from Disney World. This is the letter, and it reads the following. Mr. Salah, my name. This letter should be considered formal notification that you are not authorized, licensed, or invited to be on Walt Disney World property as a guest or an employee. This trespass warning is in effect from this date for an indefinite period of time. Should you return to Walt Disney World prior to the termination of the aforementioned period of trespass, you may be arrested in accordance with Florida law. Yeah, if you're not already familiar, I think it's a good time to mention that my name on TikTok is judyhoppsl0vr69, and the following is a list of things I've done with my TikTok that could have possibly made Disney mad. Pause to read. Listen, I know that that list is a lot, but surely the crime doesn't justify the punishment. Right? Like, am I really just banned for life from Disney World because I have a Judy Hops Thirst account? And my biggest question of all of this is this legal? Like, can they legally just ban me from Disney World? Let me know.
There was one doubt from one commenter regarding this TikTok, as they said that the receipt is for Disneyland Paris and that it doesn't have the Disney logo nor the logo for Adventure Pass. They also said that Nick didn't show what was written on his letter. Now, take this comment with a grain of salt, but my personal take is that his receipt seems legitimate, yet I personally never seen a receipt like that. With Disneyland Paris being mentioned though, it seems like it's part of the not included section, and we can't see the rest of what's written with Nick in the way. Now, I have no idea what the logo for Adventure Pass looks like, as the comment claims that it has a logo, so if anything, this one is something that I'm gonna have a hard time believing in at the moment. And Nick not showing what was written on his letter, well, he would make a follow-up where he shows what was written on that letter, and it was pretty much the same thing that he said when reading his letter word for word from the previous TikTok, though he didn't say in the previous TikTok the Florida law that you can see in this TikTok. So if anything, this was a solid and legitimate letter, except for one thing. The author of the letter, Director of Security Greg Weeks, passed away in 2008. So while I believe that Nick's receipt for his tickets and letters seem legitimate for the most part, at the same time, I still think it's sketchy to say the least. But Hannah, what are your thoughts on Nick getting banned from Disney World because of Judy Hoppsl0vr? Okay, here's the thing. I'm a bit baffled that he got banned just months before going to Disney World, but if banning someone from a Disney park due to inappropriate and unacceptable actions early on before they can even go to a Disney park can actually happen and is true, then that's wild. It's one thing for Disney to allegedly acknowledge Nick being a ruckus to them at this point, but for them to ban him from going to a Disney park ASAP, even before the ruckus has happened, is insane to me. When I want to think of Nick being a ruckus at a Disney park, and God, I don't want to make it sound like I'm giving him an idea here, but like, when I want to think of Nick being a ruckus at a Disney park, I'd imagine him maybe walking around the park as he holds, I don't know, some kind of lewd image of Judy, and everyone walking around him is probably staring at him and thinking, what the actual fuck? And by the way, Nick, if you are watching this video and you get to this bit, please don't do something like that if you do go to a Disney park. Guests being banned due to engaging in a brawl or altercation, selling unauthorized merch, stealing props or whatnot at a Disney park isn't a frequent thing by any means, but unfortunately it does happen at least once in a while. And just to be clear, I'm not implying that Nick has ever been inappropriate in a scuffle or be an overall menace with any of the cast members or guests at a Disney park, as far as public information goes anyway. And like I mentioned earlier, I just think it's crazy that Nick got banned months before even going to Disney World due to his shenanigans, despite not them happening in the park to begin with. If all of this is true, of course, then not just a satirical skit. But hey, take it for what you will. Incident number 4. On September 4, 2024, Nick posts a TikTok revealing that he allegedly received a cease and desist from Disney in the mail, and that the cease and desist is for having Judy Hops in his username, judyhoppsl0vr69. So because of that, he had to go under another username for the time being.
Hey guys, I wanted to come on here and just seriously talk to you guys for a second. Today I received a cease and desist letter from Disney in the mail. Seriously. I think we all knew this day was coming, but the cease and desist is actually specifically for my username, for having the name Judy Hops in the username judyhoppsl0vr69. Now, if I followed the cease and desist, which I think by law I actually have to, I would just have to change my username, so the content could all stay the same, but I could not be judyhoppsl0vr69 anymore. But I genuinely am just kind of struggling with that, because since the creation of this account, I have been called judyhoppsl0vr69. And I've kind of grown a little bit sentimental about it. Like, I don't want to be known as anything else, at least on TikTok. If my username does change, it'll probably just change to Nick Salad, which is my Instagram handle, but I don't want it to change. And I kind of feel, honestly, a little bit backstabbed by Disney. Granted that honestly, the only thing I've done for them is give them so much promotion. Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated no matter what I do. I just wanted to be transparent and honest. Thanks.
3 days later, he posts another TikTok where he's recording a phone conversation with an individual by the name of Mark, who's from Disney's legal department, and because of Nick making profit off of Disney's material, the company called him to pursue additional legal charges against him, and that a court hearing is expected on September 16, 2024.
Hi, this is Mark with Walt Disney Legal. How can I help you?
Hi Mark, this is Nick. I'm just calling to follow up about a voicemail that you left me earlier today.
Oh yes, hi Nicholas. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little bit nervous. How are you?
I'm good. So I was calling to follow up on a cease and desist letter that was sent to Nicholas Salah you earlier this month. And seeing that you have continued to profit off of our copyrighted materials, I'm calling to inform you that we will be pursuing additional legal charges against you. And you can expect to have a court hearing on September 16th, 2024.
Okay, yeah. Just confirming you're suing me, right?
That is correct. And you should receive your summons within the week.
Okay, and just really to confirm, you are suing me because I have the name Judy Hops in my TikTok username. Is that correct?
That is correct. If you view the original cease and desist letter we sent you on September 2nd, 2024, you should see that we included both the name of your account and the specific instances in which you unauthorized profited off of the Walt Disney Corporation's legal material.
Okay. Yeah, I think that answers all my questions. Yeah, thank you so much, Mark. Have a good day, okay?
Okay, Nick. See you in court.
Many people were shocked over Disney's actions regarding this. Some expressed doubt about the legitimacy of the phone conversation and that he faked the call, while reaffirming in the comments that this wasn't satire. Now, what about the September 16 court hearing? Nick posted this TikTok before his court hearing.
Hey guys, today I'm in Florida. I'm currently outside of the courthouse awaiting my Disney trial. Marina's here with me for moral support. Marina, say hi. Marina? Okay, anyways, I may have made a morally grave error. When packing for Florida, I kind of forgot to pack dress pants, and we woke up late, and we had to get to the courthouse, and these were the only pants I had available. So... Are you getting the shorts in?
Yes, I'm getting the shorts in.
I don't want the shorts in.
That's a Mr. Wolf fit right here. Anyway.
Why is it so... Can you just get it normal?
I don't want the shorts in! Just go! Oh my god!
I'm here fighting for the people. Mainly for myself, but also for the people. Disney cannot tell us what to do.
They can tell you exactly
No,
what to do.
we're gonna win this thing, okay?
Really
No.
And then he posted this TikTok after the court hearing.
Are you recording?
Yes, I'm recording you.
I'm
Okay, then just go spin it.
Are you recording me?
Yes.
Okay, is the light's good?
Yes, the light is good, Nick. You can see that the light is...
Stop, give me one second, okay?
Okay.
Serve up your signature style for auto.
Yeah,
40%
Poppy lobby.
Okay, why didn't you pull it out before?
Stop, okay? Recording, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, they said it couldn't be done. You know what Walt Disney told me? They told me that the name Judy Hops could not be in my username, judyhoppsl0vr69. They took me to court over it. They tried to rob me for everything that I was worth, okay? But yesterday, I stood against them. For me, for the people, for all of us. And you know what I did? I won, baby! judyhoppsl0vr69 is staying in the game! Did you get that, Marina? Did you get that, Marina? Yeah, you got it! Follow me for more judyhoppsl0vr69 related content because I'm not changing and I'm going nowhere.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Now, here's the thing. The former TikTok that he posted was on September 15 and not on September 16, so I don't know what's going on, but regardless, the final results were that Nick won and that judyhoppsl0vr69 is not going away. And if I have to be honest, I think this was satirical yet ridiculous to begin with. Well, let's just say that as much as I was engaged with the first two TikToks I showed earlier and was looking forward to seeing what will happen next, even with how ridiculous it was with the last two TikToks regarding the court hearing, I was unable to take it seriously that I chuckled a couple of times. So what can I conclude with this portion of these alleged encounters between Nick and Disney? I'd like to say that there's a mixed bag of legitimacy and satire. What do I personally believe? I believe to a small extent that Nick is on Disney's radar, or at the very least they acknowledge his existence, but I highly doubt that they have a high diligence in watching over him, which may sound like a stretch. And regardless if it's a skit or not, and bizarreness and lust and thirst for the rabbit aside, as I've been seeing a few of his TikToks, they have made me genuinely laugh. But I'm mostly laughing at the ridiculousness and stupidity of them. And what do I personally not believe, or at the very least, what am I still taking a grain of salt with? Well, the alleged Insta DM, the way he allegedly got banned from a Disney park even months before going, the alleged cease and desist, and alleged court hearing. Overall, I hope you maybe got something out of my own opinions when going over these four incidents. Feel welcome to agree or disagree if you wish, regardless of everything that's been covered between Nick and Disney. This is where things eventually go downhill from here. On On June 14, 2024, Nick posts a TikTok in which he claims that he was invited to the Zootopia 2 premiere in November 2025, but doubts he can go due to an alleged restraining order against him by Judy Hopps voice actress Jennifer Goodwin. And Nick claims that a man in Jennifer's team, who goes by the name of Bob, threatened him that if Nick breaks the restraining order, he'll never see the light of day.
So I was invited to the Zootopia 2 premiere in November of 2025, but I don't think I can go because Jennifer Goodwin, the actress who plays Judy Hopps, currently has a restraining order against me. I got a call from a Disney executive inviting me to the Zootopia 2 premiere, and I thought it was a joke. So I called back, and turns out it wasn't a joke. They really do want me at the Zootopia 2 premiere. They are preemptively inviting influencers and special guests. They sent me email confirmation too. They said that they would love to have me there, and I would love to go. But there is one problem. Jennifer Goodwin, famously Judy Hopps, has had a restraining order against me ever since she found this account. And I have received multiple emails from her team, specifically one guy, his name is Bob, threatening me, telling me that if I ever break the restraining order, I will never see the light of day. And I don't even know what that means. But going to the Zootopia 2 premiere would be a dream for me and for my brand. So the question is, do I risk legal action and possibly death by going to this premiere, or do I not? More at 11 o'clock.
Either minutes or hours later after posting the previous TikTok, another TikTok was posted on Nick's account in which his sister revealed that Nick passed away and played a compilation of his best moments afterwards.
Hello, fans of judyhoppsl0vr69. This is Nick's sibling, Eslin, just hopping on to say that Nick has sadly passed away after a tragic accident, and first and foremost, he really appreciated all the love and support that he received on his TikTok journey from everyone, and I just know that he's gonna miss every single one of you. So I thought it would be best to do a retrospective of some of the best moments of judyhoppsl0vr69.
Whether people want to believe his death was real or satire, regardless, it was the end of an era. The end of judyhoppsl0vr69. Or so we thought? Just a black screen and the letter H. Did Nick actually die? Did someone hack into his account? What secret message can we decode in all of this? Another TikTok was posted on the same day after the H TikTok, where it's been revealed that Nick is actually alive. He claims that his memory is hazy, though states that Disney worked with the US government to kidnap him and then fake his death to his family, friends, loved ones, and the internet, and despite not having any proof, he states that he wants to file a lawsuit once he gets said proof.
Hello all. A lot of you probably have a lot of questions, and I'm gonna do my best to give you answers. Now, a lot of the details are still blurry, and my memory is a little bit fuzzy, but I am of the full belief that the Walt Disney Corporation corroborated with the US government to kidnap me, and then fake my death to my friends, family, loved ones, and the entire internet. Now, as for proof, I don't currently have any, but as soon as I do, as soon as I have a kernel, there will be a lawsuit, and it will be a big one. Regardless, I think the silver lining of all of this has been the outpouring of love and support from this community that has proved that it really does care about me. For example, wetqueef69 left a comment on my video saying, "Thank God he's dead, been counting the days." Another one, Squids, left a comment saying, "I know he's looking up at us right now." These kind and empathetic comments mean the world to me. It would also mean the world to me if you donated to the link in my bio. This is Maha. She works as a nurse in the Gaza Strip, and she has a husband and a 2-year-old son named Noor. Maha and her family need donations to escape Gaza and rebuild their future. You can learn more about their story at the link in my bio.
I think what gets me is that in the midst of his supposed disappearance and death, he shares a GoFundMe for a family in Gaza, which isn't a bad thing, by the way, and I think that's great that he's raising awareness regarding this. I actually looked up to see if that GoFundMe is still available, and it isn't, though I will be sharing links in the description below regarding Operation Olive Branch and other resources helping Palestine. So Nick continues to post content on TikTok in the following days as he shares more cryptic videos over there. He posts 3 TikToks with each of them having a letter and a black screen, and combining those 4 black screen and letter TikToks, they spell help. He even made a TikTok where he presented a word search that he made for his viewers.
Hey guys, today I figured out how to make a word search puzzle. Do you want to play my word search puzzle? Okay, but before I show you it, there are a few rules that I need you to follow. Rule number 1, there are 15 words in the word search puzzle. Rule number 2, you need to put these 15 words in a very specific order. Once you get the order right, the words reveal a secret code. Got that? Okay, I'll show you the word puzzle now. Pause and take a screenshot. Happy hunting!
And according to the comments, when all words are found, they make the sentence, taken hostage, can't escape that Area 51 place, don't fuss, monsters can't replace me. And regardless of how people took Nick's death, whether they see it as legitimate or satire, some people were all in on the skit and are glad that he's alive and well, and some people were upset that he faked his death for views. Nick did respond to a comment regarding the latter, and well, let me just play the entire TikTok for you.
It's come to my attention that a lot of people are shocked, disturbed, disappointed, and some may even say upset that I have seemingly faked my death on the internet. And to that subsection of people, I would like to extend my most sincere apology. I have taken the time to reflect on how my actions may have caused harm to you and my community, and all we can do from this point on is move forward together, hand in hand. As part of my apology, I'm excited to introduce my new merch lineup. These Sorry for Faking My Own Death t-shirts are now available immediately for purchase in my shop at the low price of $25. They're linked in my bio, so go buy one. I hope in your heart of hearts you can find the strength and empathy needed to move on from this and forgive me for my actions taken that have caused harm to this community. Again, all we can do from this point on is move forward. Love you guys. Sometimes people make a mistake, but it doesn't make them a horrible person. Whoa.
It's also worth mentioning that this TikTok was posted on the same day he made that TikTok confirming he's still alive despite having a hazy memory. So I got a few things to say about all of this. For those saying that faking your death isn't something to joke about in the first place, especially for internet views, is something I don't disagree with. Death is a scary concept, and it's a concept that can affect and come for us all. And having to feel and live in fear knowing that one day you and your loved ones are here and then the next day you're gone and they're gone, that can be a terrifying thought sometimes. That said, while I do think the criticism towards Nick regarding faking his death is warranted to an extent, I mean, look, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, it did rub me the wrong way too. I don't think he should be, like, canceled for it. I don't think he should be deplatformed, crucified, or whatever, nothing like that. Like, if you want to criticize him for that, that's one thing, but I personally don't see this incident as something that's cancel worthy. Also, the merch has to be the most meta thing he's ever done, and why is he pulling a Colleen Ballinger with the singing and guitar? I mean, to be fair, at least he didn't whip up the ukulele, but still. And I guess having to promote your merch on an apology video isn't something that can be taken seriously by some people, and I would even be in agreement to that to an extent. It's wild to do so. And whether or not you think this TikTok is genuine and you accept Nick's apology, that's up for you to decide. My personal take is that his apology feels a bit genuine, even if you were to remove him promoting his merch and playing on the guitar a la Miranda Sing style, but I don't think it's my place to forgive him either. I think I can acknowledge his apology, but I don't think it's my place to forgive him. At the end of the day though, I just want him to be okay, alive, safe, and well, and I think that's what matters right now. But Hannah, what are your thoughts about him being allegedly invited by Disney to attend the premiere for Zootopia 2? Do you believe that Jennifer Goodwin got a restraining order against Nick? On one hand, if him being invited to the Zootopia 2 premiere is true, then lucky motherfucker, and on the other hand, I think this is a reach on how he revealed this kind of announcement a year early despite Disney not starting its promo and marketing run for Zootopia 2 yet. Therefore, I believe him getting invited is fake. And honestly, I would be shocked if he actually does get invited, but I don't think I would be surprised either. And would anyone believe him when he actually does get invited and that this isn't a satirical skit? Could this be a situation of a boy who cried wolf? Now, I don't know if Jennifer or anyone in her team for that matter has confirmed or denied that a restraining order was made against Nick, but for me personally, this claim sounds like a stretch to me. I don't believe that she has. And one more addendum regarding all of this, after writing the first draft of this video script and making a few tweaks before doing all of the voiceover stuff, as I was downloading a couple of TikToks that I can add for this video, I stumbled across this TikTok where he clarified his supposed disappearance and death in a more sincere and genuine manner in my opinion, and honestly, I feel like this TikTok is better than the apology TikTok. I'm not gonna play the entire thing, but I will share a couple of highlights that stood out to me the most.
Hey guys, I want to take a minute to have a somewhat serious conversation about the state of my TikTok over the past 2 weeks, or at least as serious of a conversation as we can have about it. So I want to start off by saying that I am safe. I've always been safe. So if you had any lingering concerns or questions about whether this is real or not, let me assure you, none of it was real. I think the people who have been interacting with my content fall into a few different camps. The first camp is people who know my content and know that what I'm doing is, for the most part, a joke, and then play into it and kind of add to the fun because it's fun. Then I think there are people who don't know my content and aren't familiar with me, but pick up pretty quickly for context clues that it's a joke, or it's satire, and then either play along with it or just swipe because it's not their thing. Then the third camp of people are people who are not familiar with me and see my content and believe it to be real, for whatever reason. And when they find out that it's not real, they get angry with me. And first of all, I just want to say that I understand the topics that I was satirizing are pretty heavy topics. And I understand if you have a personal sensitivity towards death or kidnapping, that you might take one look at my content and think, wow, he's a jerk. And I want to say that I am sorry if I made any of you feel like I was making light of your sensitivity or of your personal experience. That was ultimately not the goal of what I was doing. But I also want to recognize that when I'm making satire content or troll content, I'm never trying to punch down, as in I'm never trying to go after marginalized people or people with sensitivities or people with personal trauma. That's never my intention or my goal. The person that I'm almost always satirizing or making the butt of my jokes is myself. And I recognize that that can go too far and that I can cross lines. And if I have crossed the lines, I am willing to take accountability for that. But I am also trying to make the case for the fact that there is an ethical way to do satire content. And I'm trying to follow those guidelines to the best of my ability. Ultimately, the goal of my kidnapping series, if you want to call it that, was to have fun and was to make this crazy, stupid storyline and to get you guys, the people watching this video, involved in some way. And I think for the most part, it was pretty successful. But I also wanted to make this video to recognize the fact that not everyone was happy with what I was doing. And to say that I'm sorry if you felt personally attacked by the series and that was not my intention. I'm gonna go back to making my normal content now, if you can call it normal. I just wanted to come on here and clarify things. So, thanks.
You're more than welcome to take this TikTok for how you will. And I do want to say again, what matters right now is that Nick is safe, okay, alive, and well. So simping for Judy Hopps, catfishing a Capitol Riot attendee, having encounters with Disney allegedly, and faking his death aside, I want to take this moment to talk about his other TikTok content and ventures. Having to go further with his TikToks for a bit while gathering my research for this video and writing the script, and maybe at some point while in the middle of editing the video, I gotta be honest, and whether I have the time to think if it's a satirical skit or not, they're wild, cringy, and whack at times, but I feel engaged and entertained with them nonetheless. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video, and to elaborate further, Nick is a college student who's majoring in acting. He's a theater major, if you will, and according to Nick himself, judyhoppsl0vr69 is a character he's playing, his alter ego, if you will, and an exercise in keeping the audience engaged. It's a character that's ridiculous, but honestly, in some ways, it has taught me a lot in tandem with my acting training. In a very weird way, my acting training has allowed me to do this, has allowed me to be creative in this way. And honestly, if this is the path that he wants to take, I say go for it. Aside from that, Nick has also dabbled into music, considering that he's posted TikToks of him singing at his college and playing the guitar, and he's even released 2 songs, Midwest's Best and Hickey. I had to listen to the 2 at some point, and I gotta say, they're pretty good. I don't know if these songs will have any replay value for me, but I do think it's a solid stepping point for Nick regardless. And I can't wait to see what Nick will bring to the table next. In regards to the release of Midwest's Best, Nick stated, "When I woke up to the numbers, it shocked me to my core. I did not think that people wanted to hear a song from judyhoppsl0vr69, and I think that that's still the truth for a lot of people. I've been writing for 3 years, and I've just been too scared to share. This summer, I was like, if I can post about a cartoon rabbit and my infatuation with her, I can post about this." So for this portion of the video, it's going to contain some extras regarding judyhoppsl0vr69 that I do want to cover for fun before I get into the conclusion of this video and my overall thoughts on everything that's been covered. And just to throw in a side note really quick regarding this portion of the video, I'm not implying that these occurrences are scandalous or problematic by any means, but there's something that's been on my radar ever since stumbling across Nick to begin with, and also eventually going further down that rabbit hole of his content. So I guess we're not ending this video without mentioning more of Nick's Zootopia shenanigans on TikTok. Zoot-nanigans, if you will. Oh my god. That sounds so dumb. That sounds so fucking dumb, I'm sorry. So on November 2024, despite the fact that Nick claimed he was banned from going to every Disney park ever, he goes to Disneyland, specifically California Adventure, as he went under the name of Bradley. Bradley as in Bradley Uppercrust III from an extremely goofy movie.
Hey guys, as you can currently see, I am standing outside of Disneyland. If any of you are aware, I am banned from all Disney locations. However, I registered my ticket under a fake name, and I'm about to go through security. Wish me luck. Okay guys, I made it through security, and now the real test will be making it through the park. Wish me luck.
Till the next stop, and inform the nearest cast member. Thank you.
Okay guys, I'm about to go through the line. Wish me luck. Tickets please. Yeah, for Bradley? Yeah, you're good to go. Thank you so much. I'm in. My next step is to find Nick and Judy and extract them from the park. Izzy, this is your final warning. Within an hour, both Nick and Judy will be mine. You've been warned.
There, he gets to meet Nick and Judy, and well, I'll just play these TikToks for you.
I'm just trying to zoom these a little bit better. I don't know what it is. I'm a very big fan of you. Can I sing to you? I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. Ready? Oh no, sorry, you go. Here. Try again. Ready for this? Thank you. There you go.
With Nick meeting Nick Wilde, well, the person in the Nick costume know who this guy is.
Hi Nick. How are you? How's it going? Your name is Nick, right? I'm Nick too. Hey kids? Thank you. You know who I am? Yeah, we have a bunch of files on you. Thank you. So you're a woman. Is she a woman? No? No? Okay, good. Because I also have eyes for her. Good. Just making sure that there's no competition here. Hey, thanks, Nick. Can I get a hug? Thank you. Okay, this is so kind.
Which leads to this TikTok of a cast member, I believe, interacting with Nick as he tells him that his presence was making parents uncomfortable due to him filming the characters and that he had to escort Nick out of the park.
Excuse me, sir. Were you filming the characters earlier?
No, I was taking some pictures of them.
Pretty sure we've heard some complaints that you were filming some of the characters. That is not allowed.
Okay, I was filming the characters, but also, like, everyone films the characters. I don't see how that's a problem.
We have been getting some complaints from some families that you were making them uncomfortable with.
How am I making them uncomfortable? I'm just here.
Your presence, really.
How is that's their problem? That's not mine. I'm in the park.
We know who you are. The characters are for the children to enjoy. I don't know what you're trying to do here. We've been following you on the cameras all day. We know who you are, and at this point, we're going to have to ask you to leave.
Are you serious?
Yes. We would like to ask you to leave. Please come with me. I will escort you to the exit.
Okay. So I just got kicked out of Disneyland. In case that wasn't clear.
Now, I personally believe that this specific TikTok is a skit because I don't know if such a thing is even possible to happen. And as far as public information goes, and aside from Nick Wilde knowing who this guy is, all that Nick was doing was just interacting with the characters. And it wasn't like he was being inappropriate, weird, and creepy towards them, or even getting in an altercation with either one of them. And I think this kind of sentiment can also apply to any of the guests or cast members at the park. And I do think he has the right to film the characters since he stated that other people have done it. And I also believe that the cast member talking might be a voiceover that Nick has done since, again, I don't know if a conversation like that between a cast member and park guest is even legitimate. But unless I'm wrong, whether you're a cast member who worked at a Disney park or a park guest, if you had a conversation like that, feel welcome to share in the comments down below. In conclusion, I think I'm more bothered that he got to meet Nick and Judy at Disneyland than being bothered of him being a public nuisance at the park. Like, I won't lie with you, the interactions between him and the characters, they were so adorable and fun. But dude, I don't care you got to see Nick and Judy while you were at Disneyland. It should have been me. But hey, I digress. So as I mentioned in the very beginning of this video, what motivated me to look further into judyhoppsl0vr69 was through comments mentioning him under Judy Hops cosplay TikToks. Now, I'm not sure where or when this kind of shtick first originated from, but I guess considering how much of a following that Nick has built on TikTok when it comes to him simping over the rabbit, not only would it become some kind of running gag with his community, but it would also spread across other sub-communities, if you will. And to remind you, back when Nick was starting out on TikTok, TikTok in 2021 and eventually got popular, I was taking a break from the Zootopia fandom at the time to focus on other things. Therefore, this guy went over my radar until now. Now, my dear viewers, I do not have a TikTok account. I've been contemplating on whether or not I should, nor do I know what kind of content that I want to post over there. And honestly, I don't know if I'll ever get around making a TikTok account considering the app might get banned soon. So the way I like to indulge myself with TikToks from time to time is watching them on my laptop as a distraction from getting anything done in my life while I rot in my bed for a bit. One of my favorite TikTok niches that I like to dabble into is the cosplay side of TikTok. While cosplay isn't one of my social media fortes by any means, once in a while, or at least during the Halloween season, I love to dress up as one of my favorite characters from different movies, video games, or any other piece of media. So one day, while in the middle of getting some homework done, I decided to give myself a small break from work and watch a few cosplay TikToks, and Nick Wilde and Judy Hops cosplays were of the few that I've watched. When it came to a few of the Judy cosplays that I've seen and reading some of the comments under them, well, that's when I would see the name judyhoppsl0vr69. Most comments mentioning him under these cosplay TikToks would consist of, "Watch out, he might be after you. Don't let judyhoppsl0vr69 see this. I can feel his presence," and whatnot. Now, from an outsider's perspective, your initial thoughts would probably be, oh, well, because this guy is a Judy Hops lover, he's probably gonna go after anyone who cosplays as Judy, right? Well, in a way, Nick has done that by stitching a few Judy cosplay TikToks.
Hey there! Nice costume! Has anyone ever told you that you look a lot like Judy Hops from Zootopia? Anyways, smirks cutie. I was wondering if this Halloween you maybe needed a Nick Wilde? I would love to be that for you. Howls at the moon. Anyways, let me know what you think. Thank you for your consideration.
So when stitching Judy cosplay TikToks, he would say dialogue that sounds kinda AI generated. Now, I want to reiterate that this is something that shouldn't be deemed as scandalous or problematic by any means. I'm not implying that Nick is someone who's going to act like a con-goer, being weird and inappropriate to a cosplayer or anybody else for that matter. As far as public information goes, if Nick saying this kind of monologue, albeit weird and cringy at times, when stitching TikToks that involve Judy cosplays is the furthest this went, then I'd say this is some harmless fun. I do have one annoyance that I want to express regarding this though. Now before I do, there are a few Judy cosplayers that are also in for the joke, if you will, and they have acknowledged Nick's existence. My annoyance stems on the flood of comments mentioning Nick under those Judy cosplay TikToks, and that there's comments about the art and craft of the cosplay that feel overlooked in a way. Now, I don't want to make it as big of a deal that some might make it out to be, and I'm sure that a few of the Judy cosplayers that I've seen on TikTok could probably share the same sentiment as mine. But if I was cosplaying as Judy, post my cosplay on social media, and the comments section gets flooded with mentions of Nick, while the amount of comments regarding the art and craft of the cosplay and content is minimalistic, and while I can be in for the joke, I would also be annoyed and exhausted. And if Nick were to come across my Judy cosplay, I wouldn't mind one bit. In fact, I think it would be an honor, considering how a few of his TikToks have been growing on me for like the past few days of writing this video script. Really just working on this overall video. But at the end of the day, I think it's more important to acknowledge and appreciate the art and craft of the creator. And while we're on the topic of cosplay, just before I wrap this portion up, I've seen the comparisons between Nick and Bradley Uppercrust III from an extremely goofy movie. He's even cosplayed as Bradley at one point, and I gotta say, the resemblance is amazingly uncanny. In conclusion, the majority of Nick's content is an act. To reiterate, Nick is an acting major, and judyhoppsl0vr69 is a character he plays and an exercise to keep his audience engaged. And like I said before, if this is the path that he wants to take, then go for it. And regardless of how you feel about him and his content, whether you want to believe that his content is real life or satirical skits, and regarding my in-between take on his content and how they'll make me continuously laugh at the fun and stupidity of them, I'd like to say that this rabbit hole had its ups and downs. And having to go further down that rabbit hole with everything that I covered in this entire video, to say it was a wild ride would be an understatement. Also, I'm sorry for these puns. And whether or not he's simping for the rabbit, I'm looking forward to what other ventures and endeavors that he'll bring to the table and that can keep us entertained. And honestly, when it came to mapping out this video overall, I felt like I was on an emotional roller coaster that would eventually lead to me continuing to go into everything that I've learned about Nick in a better light. In terms of seeing all of this under the microscope of the Zootopia fandom, I may have stumbled a couple of Judy simps in the fandom. In fact, maybe I could say I've also simped for Judy. Yeah, that's right, I'm crushing on both Nick and Judy. These two were my bisexual awakening, and if I have to be known as having a crush on Nick and Nick only, I will be screaming, crying, throwing up. In all seriousness though, while having a crush on Nick due to his cynicism and sly and charming personality is one thing, my crush on Judy was due to the fan service she was receiving. Anyway, as I was saying, I may have stumbled across the down bad side of the fandom, whether you've simped for Nick, Judy, Gazelle, Bogo, or even that one tiger in the train. You know what? All of us have our fair share, don't worry. It's one thing to stumble across that one side of the fandom, but the fact that Nick's Salah's thirst for Judy has been a staple of his content for nearly 4 years now is wild and insane. I will say, when it comes to stumbling across people who have a crush on a fictional character to where it becomes a core staple of their content, a personality trait of theirs, a running gag in their community and whatnot, it's something that could be perceived as either funny, maybe relatable, out of pocket, or even all of the above. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a crush on a fictional character. I mean, I fall in that category too. I mean, we just talked about my crush on both Nick and Judy not too long ago. I mean, I got a few others in my crush list. Okay, let's see. The Nefariouses from Ratchet & Clank, Mr. Wolf and Diane Foxington from The Bad Guys, Buck from Ice Age, Death from Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah, sorry, I have Sonic brain rot right now. But the thing is that there's a difference between having a crush on a fictional character and having an unhealthy romantic obsession with a fictional character. And if you're someone who falls on the latter to the point you've become so disattached to reality, I genuinely hope you get help, and I'm not being rude when I say that. When it comes to my love for such characters, I seek out the comfort and joy among them, and despite all of that, there's more to life than just being head over heels for scribbles on a paper. Now, satirical skit or not, if you want to argue that Nick's obsession with Judy, if you will, is unhealthy and think that he should get therapy for it, then fine, I don't think I'll stop you for that. But just put the Judy thirst aside for maybe 5 minutes. When you dive a bit deeper with his content, no matter how stupid yet funny they are, there's no denying that they're entertaining and he has comedic timing. So redirecting to the Zootopia stuff for a bit, if there ever was an iceberg regarding the Zootopia community, I think judyhoppsl0vr69 could be in the waters and bottom of the iceberg, if you will. And it just occurred to me that in all of my years being in the Zootopia fandom, I've never stumbled across that side of the fandom when it comes to a figure like Nick. I've always been someone who looks into the side regarding fan art and sometimes fanfics, so I guess looking into Nick in this kind of situation feels different and new to me. A fandom may have its good and bad apples, but I think I like to say that Nick has a mixture of both. And Nick, if you ever do come across this video, you can keep going on with your thirst for Judy Hopps if you like, but at the end of the day, please keep entertaining and acting for us, and please continue to make us laugh. You may have a weird yet creative angle, but please continue your art and craft. Before wrapping up this video though, let's do a quick art palette cleanser. Nothing related to what we talked about in this entire video, aside from Zootopia, I guess, but I do want to talk about the art piece that you guys have been seeing the process of as B-roll footage, and it's a drawing of Mr. Snake from The Bad Guys and Gary from Zootopia 2 for this Lunar New Year, Year of the Snake. I've drawn Mr. Snake before, and I believe this is the first time I've done a fully rendered drawing of him on Paint Tool side. guy, and it's also the first time I ever drew Gary, so please be nice to me. But overall, I'd love to step up my snake game more in the future one day. The original pitch for A Year of the Snake drawing was actually going to be a fluffy Venom drawing. That's the ship name for Wolf and Snake, mind you. And then when Disney revealed that Zootopia 2 will have reptiles and a new snake character, that's where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm drawing these two together for Year of the Snake. And to be completely fair, I did a doodle of not just Wolf, but also Nick and Judy in the drawing, so these three are included in their own way. Overall though, I had fun with this drawing. And just to go over a few updates and announcements regarding YouTube content, and I know this is going to be a bit long, so bear with me for a bit. I haven't forgotten the video regarding my experience with watching The Adventures of Puss in Boots. I'm 1 season down, I just have 5 more to go, and for the time being, production on that video will be delayed, but I can guarantee you that you're going to get that video sometime later this year. Aside from that, I also got some personal projects, an iceberg video that might be in the works, and if I'm not working on video projects, I do want to continue streaming on YouTube, whether it's an art stream or a gaming stream. So I think for 2025, I don't know if the video output would be the same like last year because I do want to focus on art again. Also, in terms of the visual format for my videos, I'm going to need the time to figure out how I'm going to differentiate it. I do have plans on using a PNG tuber. I don't know if it's going to be like a PNG tuber of my human self-insert or the lioness Susona self-insert. Probably the latter. But until then, that's still going to take time to develop. For right now, my current approach for some of my upcoming videos is that I'm going to have screen recordings of the process of my drawings playing as B-roll footage, and if that's not your cup of tea, I completely understand, but until then, that is my current angle, and I think that wraps up everything regarding YouTube stuff for this year. With all that said and done, thank you all so much for watching and making it all the way to the end of this video. If you like this video, feel welcome to hit the like button. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, feel welcome to subscribe if you wish. Don't forget to check out my social media platforms in the description below. Feel welcome to share this video if you like. Let me know in the comments down below on your thoughts about judyhoppsl0vr69 and everything that's been discussed in this video. And finally, I want to say one last time, please do not send any hate or harassment towards Nick or anyone else mentioned in this video. That's the end of the video. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. Drink some water, be safe, please be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Goodbye for now.